Belinda Sandor here. Welcome to this episode of the Rocket Girl Show. Today, we're going to talk about my favorite phrase, which is, I got this. Let's get started. Welcome to the Rocket Girl Show. We air the Rocket Girl Show every Thursday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern, and I'm so excited that you're here today with us. My name is Belinda Sandor. I'm your host, and I'm also the founder at the VA Connection. So come on over and check us out if you haven't already. We're a growing community on Facebook. We've got almost 23,000 members, and it is a rockin' place. If you're thinking about being a VA or you've been one for a while, a lot of community, lots of fun. So let's dive into today's topic. The phrase, I got this, has turned out to be one of the most powerful phrases I can use when working with clients. Another one that you've heard me say a lot is, I'll figure it out, right? I'll figure it out. But today we're going to really focus on, I got this, because, someone asked me last week, they said, what is the number one, the primary service that a virtual assistant does? And I thought about it for a minute because there's all kinds of virtual assistants, right? There are virtual assistants that are doing social media. Some are doing graphics. Some are doing websites. Some are doing, all kinds of things. One of my students in VA school helps keep a cemetery organized, right? So there are lots of different things you can do as a VA. So when I was thinking about it and kind of like percolating on what my number one service is, what I realized was it was my attitude. And my attitude has always been, got it. I got this. I can handle it. I'll figure it out. No worries. And that has really instilled a lot of confidence into my clients, which I believe is one of the reasons that my business is so successful and grew so quickly in the beginning and continues to thrive. So I want you to just think about that for a couple of minutes. And I'm going to tell you how it works. So hello, Frederica. How are you? I want you to know that yesterday we were eating your delicious chocolates. I know you sent them around Christmas, but we've been luxuriating over them. And yesterday they came back out today. So thank you for those. And thank you to Henry, your little buddy. Hello, Jennifer from Memphis. Oh, that's great. So I have on my t-shirt today from Nashville. It's for the Bluebird Cafe. So we are like on Tennessee today. Okay. I love Nashville. I have not been to Memphis, but I would love to go. I would really like to go down there. Okay, so here's the thing about the attitude. When I radiate the attitude, I've got this, you can imagine the relief that the clients have, the relief. And so let's jump through some of the ways that you can show them, okay? So the first one is make sure you completely understand what they're asking you to do. Leave no room for, I'll figure it. It's not that you don't want to figure it out later. You don't want to figure out what they're asking for. You can figure out how to do what they're asking for. But I really want you to understand the details of what they're doing. This is going to go very far. On one hand, the client's going to really, it's funny. One of my clients once said to me, thank you for caring about this so much. And I thought, well, of course I care about it. It's my work. Like I'm working with you. But he was just really like, wow, you're really taking ownership of this and you're using your whole brain. And he really appreciated that. And that was a good moment. That was a good moment because I realized this, I got this value, right there in that sentence from him. So make sure you understand the work completely. Ask good questions. Don't be afraid to ask all the questions. I remember in the beginning, 11 years ago, when I started my VA business, I would hang up the phone because it was before Zoom, and I'd think, I don't really understand what she wants. And then I would avoid it. And then I would have to ask questions in email, which is fine. But I hung up knowing I didn't know. So please don't do that. Okay. So make sure that you can do a good job and that you feel confident in knowing what they want. Really a game changer. Okay. Now, if they're interested, you can let them know that you've done this kind of work in the past. So sometimes clients they'll think that the things that we love to do, that they hate to do, they're asking us to do something really terrible when in fact it's something that I love. So here's an example. So I love PowerPoint. It's kind of a thing. I love making presentations. I like looking at the colors. I work with my graphics guy, Mark, and we make pretty things. And I love doing it for clients. For me, it's very relaxing. It's very meditative. I put on some music, settle into my seat, and like really get into it. Now, clients sometimes think that they're asking you to do this really terrible thing. And, they're kind of like tentative when they ask you to do it. Like, would you do that? Like, is that a thing that you do? And so you can assure them. And so when a client asks me to do something that I can tell that they're thinking, oh, this is such a yucky thing, I can't believe I'm asking her to do this, I'll say something like, oh my gosh, I love cleaning up PowerPoints. This is great. Yeah, I find it very relaxing. And strangely enough, I think that goes a long way to the clients because now they're comfortable. They're thinking, okay, good. And I had a similar experience. I'm not a comfortable writer, and I need something written. And I tried to do it myself and I couldn't do it. And the person who I wanted to help me wasn't exactly available. And so yesterday was a little bit of torture. Now, to the person who, and I figured it out and I got someone to help me, but to the person who can do that kind of writing, they're like, just sit down and do it. I can't. So think about that from your client's point of view. If they don't understand, PowerPoint and they need to use it, they feel very exposed. So Frederica says, yes, yummy to the chocolate. Yeah, dark chocolate. Hello. And Jennifer says, I love expense reports. Jennifer, that's a great example, right? Of something that most people don't want to do, are avoiding, and we're going to get paid for it. Because think about it. Like, you spread all the receipts out, got a little music going. You're taking chaos for someone else and bringing order to it, which is a superpower of VAs, right? I love to do that. I get a sense of completion, of being helpful, all the things, right? All the things. Great example. The next thing that you want to be able to do is, meet your deadlines. Really meet your deadlines, because that goes a long way. So the person I asked yesterday to help me with this writing, she said, sure, you bet. She said, I'll get started on Saturday. And on Monday I checked in because I thought maybe she didn't realize it was the weekend. And then on Monday, what's today? On Monday, she replied and said, can we push the deadline? Ruh-roh, right? And then yesterday, 6 days later, she said, I can't do the work and I need the work by next Friday. And so my trust level plummeted. I've got this attitude doesn't exist. So you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person. She probably knew, more than 6 days ago that she wasn't going to be able to help me do something that needs to be done by tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you're respectful, because I have, I and my clients and your clients have a plan. We're going to have this event. We need this done by then. We need the emails written, whatever it is. And if someone on the team doesn't follow up and doesn't, really commit and lean into it, it causes a lot of disruption. So I do everything I can in my power to stay on track. And as soon as I know, and that feeling in your gut, right? Like, okay, I thought I was going to do this tonight. The dishwasher broke, the house flooded, the kitchen, whatever, just happened. Can I still meet that deadline? And you have to really have a hard talk with yourself and really figure out, can I fit this in the cracks? Or do I have to go to my client and renegotiate? And you want to do it as soon as you can. Because, for example, they might be able to do the work, or you might be able to bring someone in. But if plan B doesn't come up on the radar, it's really hard to be successful, for everybody. So really make sure that you take your deadline seriously and you communicate your availability to your clients. Okay. So, sometimes life will happen and deadlines will be missed, but you just don't want it to be after the fact. That is the absolute worst thing to let it pass and say, whoops, because your credibility is just completely gone. So in a virtual world like ours, instilling confidence in our clients, it builds strong, long-lasting relationships. So I want you to look at your client conversations, and look at ways to subtly say, I've got this, so that they can really relax, enjoy the relationship with you, look forward to giving you more work, bringing you on the team even more. So think about that. And if you've made some communication things that you might call a mistake, I want you to let that go and just think about, from this point on, how could I get better at that? Instilling confidence, and really taking ownership, leaning into the work, and letting your clients know that you care about them, And here again, instill confidence when talking about your work. So really, when you talk, one of the things I've learned recently is my sentences always used to go up when I was talking, and now I have practiced, so my sentences go down. Even subtle things like that can instill confidence, that you've got what it takes to handle this work. So I'd love to hear how this lands for you. Is there an aha that you took away, like, whoa, I never thought about that? Because I think a lot of times we concentrate on software and applications and, Shopify and Dubsado and MailChimp or MailerLite, and all that stuff, when really the softer skills, the communication skills can bring us so much farther than those skills ever will. So I'd love to hear how that lands for you. All right. So in the meantime, I mentioned my online community briefly at the beginning, and I want to mention that again. So I have a free online classroom. It's on Facebook. You can type the Virtual Assistant Connection in the search bar at the top and click join, and I'd love to have you. There's all kinds of exciting things going on there. We have this live stream every Thursday. We also are live streaming the Rocket Girl Show on Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, click that subscribe button so that you're notified every time we go live and you can join me. All right. So in addition to that, on Fridays, we have something called Lessons from the Cockpit, and that's a live stream every Friday at noon. Once you join the Facebook group, you can see all of this information in the events section. My fabulous team, and specifically Mandy, creates all the events for us so nobody misses a thing. And if you look in the featured section of that Facebook group, there's a way to download our upcoming calendar right into yours. So I encourage you to do that. Okay, so thank you for coming to the Rocket Girl Show. I'll see you over in the VA Connection. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye.